In the village of Hawthorne in Westchester County, New York, are a group of religious sisters caring for people dying of cancer. They are the Dominican Sisters of Hawthorne. And Nathan Andrews is one of their youngest patients and has been here for only 10 weeks.
When I talked to my doctor, she said that she didn't think that the active treatment would work, that I needed palliative care.
Wow.
And so I told her that I was Catholic, so she suggested this place.
Nathan had been living on the streets, and after developing cancer, the doctors told him there was little they could do for him, and without money to pay for a private hospital, he was referred to the sisters. Nathan is only 51. How are you dealing with this psychologically?
I really don't think about it that much.
Do you not?
No, I just, day to day, I just handle it. It's a little scary when I do think about it, because of, the end.
The end.
Is, kind of like the scariest thing.
For Nathan, being here surrounded by the sisters, daily prayer and the chapel is the most important thing for him as he approaches the end of his life.
And this is where he reveals himself.
Nathan is just one of about 20 patients currently here in Rosary Hill Home, a healthcare facility that was opened and has been run by the sisters since 1901. There are 31 sisters here, all under the guidance of Mother Maria Edward.
Really our greatest effort to take the homeless and those without families. We tell them, we're your family. We are trying to be Christ to the sick poor, and they are Christ to us.
This order, the Servants of Relief for Incurable Cancer, was founded in 1901 by Rose Hawthorne, who was the daughter of the famous American author Nathaniel Hawthorne. Rose went from being a high-flying Manhattan socialite to someone who spent her time caring for poor people dying of cancer on the streets of New York. What was it that tugged on the heartstrings of Rose Hawthorne all those years ago, at a time when those who were dying of cancer, it was a very scary thing. People even thought it was contagious.
Right.
What was it that she saw that affected her so deeply?
She saw the differences about how people were cared for. She knew Emma Lazarus, who was the Jewish poetess and did the inscription at the base of the Statue of Liberty. And Emma did die of lymphoma, and she died at home surrounded by excellent care at that time. Then she heard of this seamstress who was diagnosed with cancer and was sent to Blackwell's Island, and it was a pretty horrid place.
Blackwell's Island was where the poor and those without means were sent to die. If someone developed a disease like cancer in those days, they were often seen as unclean and dangerous, and normally given no hope. When Rose saw the divide between how the rich and the poor were treated at the end of their life, she felt compelled to help.
And so it just hit Rose at the time, this horrible differences in what could she do.
Rose became Mother Mary Alfonsa, foundress of the Hawthorne Dominicans, and over the years Mother Alfonsa established 7 cancer homes across the country with a mission to provide free health care, something they still do to this very day.
We have never charged anyone anything over 123, 24 years. We have not taken insurance, Medicare, Medicaid. It is all by this gracious donations of benefactors. We have much more liberty that way to do things in the manner that we want to do, to make it as home-like as possible. So oftentimes the patients' families will try to send us some money anonymously, or they'll send us something and we have to send it back.
Wow.
And they're like, well, we want to do something, and when we say, well, just pray for vocations, or pray for us.
31 sisters, all focused on serving the guests brought to their homes, physically through daily nursing for the sisters who are able to do so, and for all the sisters, spiritually through prayer. And the youngest sister is 26, having been here for 7 years.
It's a home that I can welcome people who need it, who may have never had a good home in their lives, hoping that that will help prepare them for their eternal home in heaven. So this is my friend Alva.
Alva's a movie aficionado.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
From the young to the young at heart. And I bump into the oldest sister. She is 96 and on her way to pray in the chapel. What are your memories of all the years of working here?
Love, happiness, laughter.
Love, happiness and laughter.
Laughter.
Wow.
Laughter's a big one.
And where are you going at the moment?
We're going to chapel. We have our prayers.
Will you say a prayer for me?
Sure.
Okay, I'm going to be right back.
Another one of the sisters is Sister Diana Marie. She became a Dominican sister after completing a master's degree in history in Washington, D.C. and working as a researcher for PBS television.
There's something about caring for the patients that always takes you out of yourself and makes you focus entirely on someone else. So you can forget the other things going on in your life and remember there's this person in front of you who needs you.
For many of them, I presume this is the first time in their life where they felt someone being there for them, someone caring for them and loving them.
Yeah, I think that's the case for a lot more people than one would expect. I think most of us have at least someone in our life who's been there, who has showed us what unconditional love looks like. And to be able to be someone who even attempts to say, you still matter, no matter what you can or can't do. I'm going to be here every day to do whatever I can for you. You're not going to do this alone. And to be very honest with them, you're here until you die, and we're going to be here with you. You're not going to do that alone.
The sisters lay out that reality to the patients, with charity of course, but remind them of the eternal life still to come.
It is peaceful. You know, I have a hope for eternal life. You know, I hope for a miracle, but at the same time, I accept my circumstances as it is. You know, because salvation and eternal life, you know, that's my hope that I have. And, you know, just getting closer to Jesus.
This congregation of sisters have cared for thousands of people over 125 years, but like other religious orders, have seen a decline in women signing up for religious life, which led them to having to make tough decisions, like closing most of their 7 communities in the US.
We have made the great effort to keep our carism, and part of that carism is the sisters are at the bedside 24/7.
Okay.
Mother did not want us to become simply administrators and directors of nursing and those in charge and be hiring. The sisters do the bedside nursing care 24/7. In order to keep that going, you know, we just had to downsize in order to keep this true.
It's a bit bittersweet, isn't it?
Yes, that's a good word for it, bittersweet.
Closing homes means being able to keep that quality of care and loving intimacy between the sisters and the patients, but it also means not being able to care for as many people.
They have a value and a dignity that is inherent and that nothing can change that, but they are loved. They're already loved, and so to express that truth and to whatever extent we can with all of our own human weaknesses and difficulties and all the things we bring with us, they're worth every minute of that. The Lord would have died for one person. I mean, he would have gone through all of that suffering for just one of us.
In Hawthorne, New York, Colm Flynn for Pro-Life Weekly.
It's really helpful.